If your heart feels heavy tonight, know this moment is not an accident. You've been led here for a reason. Through the prayer to Saint Anthony, the gentle miracle worker of impossible causes, heaven is preparing to intervene in ways you can't yet see. You who are weary from financial emergency, broken relationships, or endless nights of anxiety, this is not the end of your story. It's the beginning of your urgent miracle. Stay with me until the very end, because what is broken will be restored, what is lost will be found, and what feels impossible will bow to faith through the miraculous prayer to Saint Anthony. Saint Anthony of Padua, kind protector of those in need, we turn to you with trembling hearts and unwavering hope. Look upon your children who cry in silence, those crushed by debt, sickness, and shattered homes. Let this powerful Catholic prayer for miracles become their turning point. Breathe life into what feels lifeless. Bring light into their darkness. For everyone listening, this is the sacred moment when heaven bends low to touch the earth. Stay, believe, and witness the impossible prayer that works unfold before your eyes. Whisper now in faith, my miracle begins tonight. If you feel this prayer touching your heart, type Amen in the comments and stay with me. Your breakthrough is already in motion. Oh, glorious Saint Anthony, holy friend of desperate souls and intercessor of the broken-hearted, we call upon you now. You who have witnessed countless miracles through faith, intercede before God for those who are losing strength. Hear the cries of those with bills they cannot pay, wounds that medicine cannot heal, and families that have forgotten how to love. Through your very powerful prayer to Saint Anthony, let divine favor break through every wall of despair. Let what seems beyond reach become possible through heaven's mercy. Beloved Saint, walk among the weary tonight. Carry their prayers into the courts of heaven. For those trapped in cycles of fear and debt, open the gates of financial advancement. For the lonely and abandoned, bring comfort that restores the soul. For homes divided by anger and silence, release forgiveness and rebuild unity. This prayer that works instantly is not born of desperation alone. It is born of faith that refuses to give up. We trust that through your hands, what was delayed will be delivered, and what was denied will return multiplied. O blessed miracle worker, we stand at the edge of divine transformation. Let this miraculous prayer to Saint Anthony echo through the heavens until peace replaces panic and faith replaces fear. As your intercession rises like incense before God, let blessings descend like rain. Strengthen every listener's spirit to hold on until the very end, because those who stay will witness the restoration of homes, the healing of bodies, and the return of lost hope. If you believe heaven is hearing your cry through Saint Anthony's intercession, type glory to God in the comments and continue with me. Your miracle is unfolding even now. First mystery, the healing that begins within now, beloved soul. As we enter this first mystery, open your heart completely. Healing is not only for the body, it begins in the spirit, where pain hides deepest. Through this prayer to Saint Anthony, we invite heaven to touch the unseen wounds, the loneliness, the anxiety, the silent disappointments no one knows about. Saint Anthony, gentle comforter, walk beside those who can no longer find rest. Let your presence remind them that no heartbreak is too great for divine love to mend. There are moments when even breathing feels heavy. The bills, the loss, the diagnosis, it all weighs on the soul. But this is where the urgent miracle begins, right here, in the middle of the storm. You don't have to understand the how. You only need to whisper, Jesus, I trust you. Through the miraculous prayer to St. Anthony, the impossible starts to shift in ways the human mind cannot predict. Heaven is already at work in your silence. O glorious St. Anthony, healer of broken hearts, reach into every soul that listens now. Where there is bitterness, sow forgiveness. Where there is pain, plant peace. Where there is fear, awaken courage. Touch the body weakened by illness, the mind burdened by worry, and the heart fractured by disappointment. Let this powerful Catholic prayer for miracles release divine strength and heavenly calm into every corner of our being. Faith does not deny the pain, it transforms it. The same God who parted seas still parts despair from hope. Some may think their healing is too late, but time bends for the faithful. The impossible prayer that works is not delayed. It's preparing a greater testimony. And if you remain in faith, you will see what your tears have been watering all along, a garden of renewal flourishing through St. Anthony's intercession. There's a man watching this who has given up believing his body could recover. Doctors said no, but heaven whispers, not yet. Through this prayer to St. Anthony, God is rewriting what medicine could not explain. Feel it, the gentle warmth in your chest, the peace that begins to replace fear. That's the touch of divine restoration moving through your being. O Saint Anthony, worker of wonders, breathe healing into every listener tonight. Touch the cancer patient whose strength is fading. Revive the one battling depression, the mother who cries in silence, the father who hides his pain. You know the weight of human suffering. Carry these petitions before the throne of grace. Through your miraculous prayer today, may every cell, every thought, every dream be renewed by God's mercy. Healing often begins quietly. It may not come with thunder, but with peace. The moment you release the fear, you make room for God to move. Some people wait for a sign, but faith itself is the sign. Every breath you take in trust is a victory over darkness. And through the prayer that works instantly, victory is already forming in unseen places. You are not broken beyond repair. You are clay in divine hands, being reshaped into strength. The scars you carry are not proof of defeat, but proof that you survived. St. Anthony reminds us, what was shattered will not stay shattered. What was lost will be found again. Believe this impossible prayer that works, not because you feel it, but because God promised it. O miraculous St. Anthony, healer of souls, intercede for those who have forgotten how to hope. For the widow whose nights are long, for the sick child whose parents can only cry, for the one who hides tears behind a smile. Bring heaven close. Let angels surround them as they listen to this powerful Catholic prayer for miracles, so that even their pain becomes the seed of joy. Faith is not a denial of reality. It's an invitation for heaven to rewrite it. When you pray with St. Anthony, you are not begging, you are believing. You are not pleading, you are partnering with the divine. And when your faith aligns with his intercession, miracles become inevitable. O blessed St. Anthony, you who carried the Christ child, carry now the burdens of those who suffer. Touch the weary bodies, restore the broken spirits, and ignite new hope. May this prayer to St. Anthony bring physical, emotional, and spiritual healing that no human effort could accomplish alone. There's someone listening who feels forgotten, unseen by God, unheard by heaven. But listen carefully, you were never unseen. Every tear has been counted, every sigh has been recorded. Through this very powerful prayer to St. Anthony, even your silence becomes a song heaven understands. You are loved. You are noticed. Healing sometimes comes disguised as strength to endure, other times as total restoration. But both are miracles. Trust the process. The God who began this work will finish it perfectly. The miraculous prayer to St. Anthony is not just words, it's a bridge between your heart and heaven's healing. If pain has been your companion, let faith become your healer. Tonight, as you rest, imagine St. Anthony standing beside you, lifting your burdens and whispering, "Peace, be still." That's the beginning of divine renewal. The atmosphere of your life is shifting, and light is entering the very places you thought were lost forever. O gentle Saint Anthony, restorer of what is lost, bring back to every listener what illness, sorrow, and fear have stolen. Return joy where grief once lived. Return sleep where anxiety ruled. Return confidence where doubt shouted loudest. Let this powerful Catholic prayer for miracles breathe fresh life into weary souls. You may not see the change tonight, but heaven is already rearranging tomorrow. The one who created time is not bound by it. Through the impossible prayer that works, every delay becomes divine preparation. You are being set up, not set back. O Saint Anthony, intercede once more for the mother praying for her sick child, for the elderly father longing for peace, for the young heart afraid of the future. Bring healing that only God can provide. Let every prayer rise and let every answer descend with mercy and speed. When healing comes, remember this: it wasn't luck, it was grace. It was Saint Anthony carrying your name before God, refusing to rest until heaven responded. Believe that your restoration has already begun through this prayer to Saint Anthony, and walk in peace knowing that your story is far from over. If you feel healing stirring within you, type "Glory to God" in the comments. Heaven sees your faith, and through Saint Anthony, the miracle is already in motion. Second mystery, when the impossible becomes possible. Now we enter the second mystery, where faith meets the edge of the impossible. You who are burdened by financial emergency, impossible debts, or dreams that have been buried beneath disappointment, this moment is for you. Through the prayer to Saint Anthony, heaven begins to breathe possibility into what has felt like a closed door. What others call hopeless, God calls preparation. St. Anthony, intercessor of lost causes, walk with us now through the valley of impossibility and open the gates of provision. There are people listening who have done everything right, worked hard, prayed faithfully, given generously, and yet nothing seems to move. It feels unfair, almost cruel. But remember, when God delays, He's never denying. Through the very powerful prayer to St. Anthony, every moment of waiting becomes a setup for divine surprise. You are not being punished, you are being positioned. The miracle is not missing, it's maturing. O miraculous Saint Anthony, you who once found lost things and restored lost hope, lift every listener's finances before heaven. For those with empty accounts, empty cupboards, and heavy hearts, release provision. Let jobs be offered, debts be cancelled, and opportunities appear from unexpected places. Through this powerful Catholic prayer for miracles, let the flow of divine abundance begin again. Imagine a man who prayed this same prayer that works instantly from his car, penniless and desperate. Minutes later, a stranger handed him what he needed to keep going. Coincidence? No. It was divine alignment. The same God who sent manna to the desert can send miracles to your mailbox. Saint, Anthony has seen it before. He can do it again. You might say, but my situation is different. No, dear heart. Impossible is God's favorite canvas. Through the miraculous prayer to Saint Anthony, he paints new beginnings where only endings existed. You don't have to see the path, you just have to believe it's being cleared. Heaven's hand is already moving. O blessed Saint Anthony, patron of the poor and defender of those in need, intercede for every listener drowning in financial distress. Let unexpected checks arrive. Let business doors reopen. Let promotions and payments be released. The God of provision is never late. Through your prayer to Saint Anthony, may we learn that lack is not permanent. It's preparation for overflow. When life tightens its grip, faith loosens it. That's the paradox of miracles. The moment you stop controlling, the divine begins constructing. A woman once prayed this miraculous prayer to Saint Anthony while holding her last bill in trembling hands. The next day, she received news of approval for assistance she never applied for. Heaven's fingerprints were all over it. There's a sacred law at work. The more you trust, the more heaven moves. When you choose faith over fear, God multiplies what you have. Just as Jesus multiplied loaves and fish, your small steps of belief become the seed of abundance. Through the impossible prayer that works, multiplication begins, not by logic, but by faith. O glorious Saint Anthony, you who know the struggle of those who labor tirelessly, bless every worker, every job seeker, every mother stretching her last dollar to feed her family. Bring divine solutions to human impossibilities. Let this prayer that works instantly be the start of stories that only heaven could write. Sometimes financial restoration isn't about more money. It's about more wisdom. St. Anthony teaches us that wealth without peace is still poverty. Let peace fill the hearts of those listening. Let gratitude become the magnet for blessings. For when you thank God for what you have, you make room for what's coming. O St. Anthony, miracle worker for impossible requests, I lay before you every unpaid bill, every overdue rent, every closed door. Speak to the hearts of those who owe and those who lend. Bring divine favor and unexpected mercy. Let this powerful Catholic prayer for miracles be the key that unlocks abundance. Faith often looks irrational to those who don't understand it. Some will call you naive for believing in miracles. Smile anyway, because while they doubt, heaven delivers. The prayer to Saint Anthony isn't just a request, it's a declaration that you know who your provider is. God's math doesn't add up on paper, but it multiplies in faith. O miraculous Saint Anthony, intercede now for the weary entrepreneurs, for the unemployed fathers, for the widows who don't know how to make it to next week. Turn a lack into plenty, fear into faith, despair into testimony. Let the impossible bow before your holy intercession. Even when nothing changes yet, don't let your heart give up. The ground beneath you is shifting. St. Anthony's prayer is breaking the unseen barriers, removing the invisible chains. Every delay is losing its grip. The miraculous prayer to St. Anthony is rewriting your tomorrow. Sometimes God waits for you to believe it before you see it. So speak it now. Provision is coming. My urgent miracle is near. These aren't empty words, they're keys that open heaven's vault. Angels respond to faith declared aloud. You are not abandoned, you are being prepared for overflow. O blessed Saint Anthony, walk into every listener's home with hands full of blessings. Where there's emptiness, fill it. Where there's fear, replace it with trust. Where there's shame, cover it with grace. Through the prayer to Saint Anthony, turn every financial wilderness into a fertile field of favor. The one who once helped people find what was lost is helping you find peace again. The same saint who found stolen hearts, lost faith, and hidden blessings now finds a way for your life to flourish again. This impossible prayer that works is heaven's reminder. Nothing is truly lost when God is your source. And when the miracle comes, and it will, remember to give thanks before you spend it, because gratitude multiplies what grace provides. Through the powerful Catholic prayer for miracles, let every listener become a living testimony that God still provides, that faith still works, that heaven still moves through Saint Anthony's hands. You are not forgotten. You are being favored. Even now, angels are being dispatched, doors are being unlocked, and blessings are being scheduled in your name. The prayer that works instantly has already reached heaven's desk. Trust the timing. The best is not behind you, it's ahead. If you believe your impossible situation is turning around, type "My miracle is on the way" in the comments. Heaven has already heard your cry through the intercession of Saint Anthony. Third mystery, the unshakable faith that moves mountains. Now we step into the third mystery, where faith is refined like gold in the fire. This is the place where hearts are tested, where prayers seem unanswered, and yet heaven is working behind the silence. Through the prayer to Saint Anthony, the believer learns that faith isn't about seeing first, it's about believing anyway. You may be standing in the middle of uncertainty, surrounded by fear and confusion, but the same God who walked through storms still walks beside you now. There's a kind of faith that cannot be taught, only lived. It's the faith that rises when everything collapses. The faith that whispers, God is still good, through tears. Through the miraculous prayer to Saint Anthony, that faith begins to bloom again in the soil of your soul. You are not forgotten. You are being strengthened for something far greater than your struggle. O Saint Anthony, mirror of divine trust, teach us to hold firm when the winds of doubt blow hardest. Remind every listener that faith isn't the absence of fear, but the decision to move forward despite it. When worry floods the heart, let this powerful Catholic prayer for miracles be the anchor that holds us steady in the storm. Many have prayed for instant change and received instead the silence of waiting. But silence is not rejection, it's preparation. The impossible prayer that works often unfolds quietly, like a seed breaking open beneath the soil. What you cannot see is still growing, and what you've been asking for is already being shaped in heaven's timing. There's someone listening who feels abandoned. The job didn't come, the diagnosis didn't change, the relationship didn't heal. But through this prayer to Saint Anthony, remember, delay is not denial. Every minute that you keep believing is a minute heaven uses to build the foundation of your miracle. O glorious Saint Anthony, strengthen those whose faith has been shaken. For the believer who has cried alone at night, unsure if God still listens, remind them that even tears are prayers in heaven's language. Let this prayer that works instantly bring assurance that what seems lost will return in greater form. Faith, at its core, is an act of rebellion against fear. It's choosing to believe the unseen over the visible. When everything says no, faith whispers, "Watch what God will do." Through the miraculous prayer to St. Anthony, impossible doors are preparing to open. Heaven's plans never fail those who refuse to stop believing. Sometimes God answers by changing the person before changing the problem. That's why trials come, to build spiritual muscle. Each hardship refines, each disappointment strengthens. You may not realize it, but you are growing through this. And through the powerful Catholic prayer for miracles, your strength is becoming your testimony. O Saint Anthony, guide us to trust when trust feels impossible. Remind us that faith doesn't remove pain, but it redeems it. Every burden carried with faith becomes a seed of victory. Every setback hides a setup for restoration. Through your intercession, let divine patience bloom where panic once lived. There's a family watching this now, torn apart by misunderstanding and distance. They've prayed, argued, and wept, but no change came. Tell them, St. Anthony, that the story isn't finished. The prayer to St. Anthony has reached heaven, and angels are already aligning hearts. Reconciliation is closer than they think. When you believe even after disappointment, heaven calls that endurance. And endurance, Scripture says, produces hope that never fails. The impossible prayer that works is not about perfection, it's about persistence. If you still have breath, you still have faith. If you still have faith, you're still on heaven's radar. Oh, blessed Saint Anthony, help us believe again. For those who once had strong faith but lost it after heartbreak, rekindle their fire. Let the miraculous prayer to St. Anthony restore what doubt has stolen. Bring peace to the questioning heart and courage to the soul that's tired of waiting. There's a woman listening right now who almost gave up praying. Her children have drifted, her marriage feels cold, her finances are in ruins. Yet something in her spirit is stirring again. That's not emotion, it's resurrection. Through this powerful Catholic prayer for miracles, God is reviving what died in her heart. Faith doesn't mean pretending everything is fine. It means knowing God is working even when it's not visible. Like a lighthouse in the dark, faith guides us through the unknown. The prayer to St. Anthony shines that light, revealing step by step the path toward breakthrough. O glorious St. Anthony, advocate of the hopeless, teach us to praise even before we see the answer. When gratitude rises before the miracle, heaven responds faster. Let every listener learn that faith is not waiting to rejoice, it's rejoicing while waiting. Through your intercession, let joy become their strength. The enemy fears a believer who refuses to quit, because perseverance turns ordinary people into warriors of faith. And through this impossible prayer that works, heaven arms you with courage. Every no from man is being rewritten as yes from God. You are closer than ever to your miracle. O Saint Anthony, you who have seen despair turn into deliverance, walk beside every listener whose heart is weary. Let this miraculous prayer to St. Anthony infuse them with peace that surpasses understanding. Remind them that they are not walking through fire alone. Grace walks beside them. Faith doesn't always remove mountains. Sometimes it gives you strength to climb them. And once you reach the top, you realize the view was worth every tear. The prayer that works instantly isn't about escaping life's storms. It's about enduring them with divine power until calm returns. When fear knocks, let faith answer the door. When doubt whispers, let worship reply. When exhaustion sets in, let hope stand tall. You are not weak for feeling weary. You are human, and heaven honors your endurance. Through this prayer to Saint Anthony, your spirit is being refilled with strength. O blessed Saint Anthony, let this mystery awaken new confidence in every listener. Turn despair into determination, fear into fire, and sorrow into song. Let faith rise like dawn after a long night. Through this powerful Catholic prayer for miracles, may every heart stand firm in unshakable trust. Faith that endures is faith that triumphs. Even when nothing looks different yet, something divine is already happening beneath the surface. The God who sees in secret rewards openly. So hold on, believe louder than your fear, and stay rooted in hope. Because through this prayer to Saint Anthony, your mountain is already moving. If you feel your faith growing stronger, type "I believe" in the comments. Saint Anthony hears your declaration, and heaven is responding with power. Fourth mystery, the power of surrender that unlocks heaven. Now we enter the fourth mystery, where faith stops striving and starts surrendering. This is where the heart releases what it cannot control and places it into divine hands. Through the prayer to Saint Anthony, surrender becomes not a weakness, but an act of holy strength. You've fought long enough. You've worried, cried, and tried to fix what only heaven can heal. Tonight, Saint Anthony whispers gently, "Let it go." For when you release, God restores. There's something sacred about letting go. It's the doorway to freedom, the bridge between your exhaustion and God's intervention. The miraculous prayer to Saint Anthony is not a cry of defeat. It's a declaration of trust. Surrender means saying, "I don't know how, but I believe you will." That's where miracles take root, in hearts that stop pushing and start believing. O blessed Saint Anthony, teach us the art of surrender. When we are tempted to panic, remind us that peace is born in trust. When we are afraid of losing, remind us that nothing surrendered to God is ever truly lost. Through this powerful Catholic prayer for miracles, let every listener learn that letting go is not the end. It's the beginning of divine restoration. Sometimes we hold on so tightly that we block heaven's flow. The impossible prayer that works begins to unfold when our grip loosens. Surrender doesn't mean inactivity, it means alignment. It means choosing to believe that God's way, even when delayed, is always better than ours. A woman once prayed this prayer to Saint Anthony with trembling hands. She said, "I've done everything I can. Now, God, you take it." The next day, her phone rang with news she had waited years to hear. Not because she worked harder, but because she finally let heaven work. The miracle was waiting for permission to move. O Saint Anthony, intercessor of souls, receive the burdens your children carry tonight. The illnesses that linger, the debts that drain, the relationships that ache, take them all. Lift them before the throne of grace. Through your very powerful prayer to Saint Anthony, let heaven breathe peace where panic once lived. When you surrender, the atmosphere changes. Fear loses its grip. Anxiety begins to melt, because surrender shifts the weight from your shoulders to God's. It's not about giving up, it's about giving over. Through this miraculous prayer to Saint Anthony, burdens become blessings in disguise. There's a man listening right now who's been fighting alone, trying to hold his family together, to be strong for everyone else. But strength isn't found in control, it's found in surrender. The moment you say, "God, I can't, but you can," heaven takes over. This is how the powerful Catholic prayer for miracles begins to work. O glorious Saint Anthony, you who knew how to trust when all seemed uncertain, teach us to yield to divine timing. Let every listener release the need to understand and instead embrace the peace of faith. Through this prayer that works instantly, help them find rest in the hands of God. The world says surrender means failure, but heaven says surrender means freedom. It's the secret language of faith. The moment heaven whispers back, "Now I can move." The impossible prayer that works always begins with those 4 words, "Lord, I trust you." Say them now and feel the burden lift. O Saint Anthony, worker of wonders, take from our hearts the need to control every outcome. Help us to rest, to breathe, to trust. Let this miraculous prayer to Saint Anthony remind us that God's plans are never late. They are simply preparing perfection. Some of you are afraid that if you stop fighting, everything will fall apart. But what if it's the opposite? What if the moment you let go is the moment everything comes together? That's the mystery of surrender. Through this powerful Catholic prayer for miracles, God turns endings into beginnings. O blessed Saint Anthony, intercede for those who are exhausted by waiting. They've prayed, they've tried, and now they're empty. Fill that emptiness with divine presence. Let their surrender be their miracle. Through your prayer to Saint Anthony, remind them that rest is holy too. There's peace in surrender that no victory can match. Because when you stop striving, heaven starts performing. God doesn't need your perfection, He needs your permission. The impossible prayer that works gives Him both, as you say, "Take over, Lord." O Saint Anthony, protector of the humble, lift every worry we still cling to. Our fears about tomorrow, our doubts about provision, our guilt for not being enough, take them. Transform them into faith. Through this miraculous prayer to Saint Anthony, may every listener exchange panic for peace. When you let go, you make space. Space for joy, for healing, for divine surprises. You don't have to fix what's beyond you. That's heaven's job. The powerful Catholic prayer for miracles is not about control, it's about cooperation. Let heaven handle what your hands can't hold. O glorious Saint Anthony, guide us to surrender even the good things we cling to too tightly. Our plans, our timelines, our expectations. Teach us that real faith isn't telling God how to work, but trusting that He's already working. Through your prayer to Saint Anthony, align our hearts with divine will. Someone listening tonight feels like surrender means losing hope, but surrender is the soil where hope grows best. Because once you release, you allow heaven to return it purified and multiplied. The impossible prayer that works doesn't end with letting go. It begins there. O Saint Anthony, miracle worker of the impossible, gather every burden lifted tonight and carry it to God's heart. Let no cry go unheard, no soul go unseen. Through this miraculous prayer to Saint Anthony, replace our need for answers with peace that passes all understanding. Surrender doesn't change God, it changes you. It quiets the noise, it sharpens your focus, it opens your eyes to what was always there, divine goodness. The prayer to Saint Anthony teaches that surrender is not weakness, it's wisdom. Oh, blessed Saint Anthony, may every listener tonight feel the freedom of release. Let them sleep deeply, knowing heaven is still awake. Let them breathe again, knowing every detail is under divine care. Through this powerful Catholic prayer for miracles, seal their surrender with peace. And when morning comes, let them rise lighter, freer, and ready to see how beautifully God arranges what they once feared to lose. Through the miraculous prayer to Saint Anthony, may their surrender become their greatest testimony. If you've laid your burdens down tonight, type "I surrender it all" in the comments. Saint Anthony is carrying your prayer to heaven, and God is already at work. Fifth mystery, walking in the confidence of the miracle already received now. We enter the fifth mystery, the place where faith becomes sight and peace replaces striving. Through the prayer to Saint Anthony, we no longer ask with uncertainty, but declare with conviction that the miracle is already unfolding. You've prayed, you've surrendered, and now it's time to stand in victory. The same God who heard your first cry has already written your final testimony. This is not the end of your battle. It's the beginning of your breakthrough. Confidence in God is not arrogance. It's alignment with divine truth. It's knowing that heaven never abandons those who trust. Through this miraculous prayer to Saint Anthony, your words begin to carry authority, your thoughts align with faith, and your steps become lighter because you know the outcome is secure. You're no longer praying for something distant, you're walking in something done. O blessed Saint Anthony, teacher of trust, help us rise in holy confidence. Let fear bow before faith and doubt bow before destiny. Remind every listener that victory isn't coming, it's here. Through this powerful Catholic prayer for miracles, may every heart declare, "It is done." Let this faith roar louder than fear. There's someone listening who has battled for years through sickness, rejection, and loss. You've grown weary of waiting, but heaven has never stopped moving. The impossible prayer that works has already opened doors you haven't even seen yet. God is working in rooms where your name is being mentioned with favor. O glorious Saint Anthony, intercede for those standing on the edge of breakthrough. Help them believe that their miracle is not delayed, it's being delivered. For every listener who has waited in tears, let this prayer to Saint Anthony become their song of joy. Let every sigh turn into laughter and every fear into faith. Confidence means living like it's already done. You don't have to see the email, the diagnosis, or the call. You just have to believe it's on its way. The miraculous prayer to Saint Anthony aligns your heart with heaven's timing. What was once anxiety now becomes anticipation. O Saint Anthony, you who have seen heaven move for countless souls, ignite bold faith in those who pray this prayer. When doubt creeps in, remind them of every miracle they've witnessed before. Let this powerful Catholic prayer for miracles be a fire that rekindles divine assurance within their hearts. There's a man who's been praying for work, discouraged by silence. But God is not ignoring him. He's orchestrating his promotion. The same saint who has helped thousands find lost things is finding opportunities for him. Through this impossible prayer that works, heaven's favor is rewriting his story. Faith is the evidence of what's unseen, and tonight that evidence surrounds you. The prayer to Saint Anthony carries an invisible promise that what you've prayed for is already in motion. Miracles are not coming from afar. They are blooming right where you stand. O miraculous Saint Anthony, strengthen those who hesitate to believe. Remind them that the God who began their miracle will finish it with glory. Through this powerful Catholic prayer for miracles, replace hesitation with holy confidence. Let them walk as victors, not victims. Confidence also means gratitude before manifestation. Thank God now for what you haven't yet seen. That's faith in its highest form. The impossible prayer that works unlocks blessings because gratitude signals trust. Heaven always responds to thankful hearts. O Saint Anthony, miracle worker for the faithful, carry our thanksgiving to the throne of grace. Tell the Father that we trust his timing, his methods, his miracles. Through this miraculous prayer to Saint Anthony, let our confidence rise beyond circumstances and anchor deep in divine promise. There's someone listening tonight who keeps asking, when will it happen? The answer, it's already happening. The prayer to Saint Anthony is not just a request, it's a revelation. Every breath, every heartbeat, every moment brings your miracle closer to sight. O blessed Saint Anthony, teach us to speak victory aloud. Let every listener declare life over their situation. Let them say, my healing is here, my restoration is here, my provision is here. Through this powerful Catholic prayer for miracles, let these declarations create ripples of divine change. Faith that declares transforms reality. The tongue holds the power of life and death, and tonight you're speaking life, you're speaking alignment, you're speaking divine fulfillment. Through this impossible prayer that works, the unseen becomes seen, and what was blocked begins to open. O Saint Anthony, defender of those who trust, cover each listener with favor. Let opportunities chase them, peace follow them, and blessings overflow their homes. Through this miraculous prayer to Saint Anthony, crown their faith with visible proof of God's goodness. Confidence isn't pretending everything's perfect. It's believing that perfection is already in progress. You may still see chaos, but heaven sees completion. The prayer to Saint Anthony connects your vision to God's vision, reminding you that what's written in faith cannot be erased by fear. O glorious Saint Anthony, carry every prayer of victory to heaven tonight. For those awaiting healing, let restoration spring forth. For those praying for reconciliation, let forgiveness flow. For those in debt, let financial advancement arrive swiftly. Through this powerful Catholic prayer for miracles, seal every blessing with divine authority. Confidence is contagious. When you walk in faith, others begin to believe again. Your story becomes their hope, your breakthrough their proof. The impossible prayer that works doesn't just bless you, it multiplies blessings through you. Be a vessel of faith for someone else's miracle. O Saint Anthony, intercede for the ones listening who carry not only their own burdens, but the burdens of others. Reward their compassion with abundance. Let them see the fruit of their faith and kindness through the miraculous prayer to Saint Anthony that never fails. You've reached the place where faith has matured into confidence. You no longer hope for miracles. You expect them. You no longer ask timidly, you speak boldly, because the God who sent Saint Anthony to intercede for you has already set things in motion. The powerful Catholic prayer for miracles has done its work. So stand tall, beloved soul, lift your head. The light of heaven is shining on your path. The miracle you've prayed for is not ahead, it's here. Walk in peace, talk in praise, and live in victory. Through the prayer to Saint Anthony, heaven has already said yes. If you believe your miracle is already unfolding, type, "It is done" in the comments. Heaven has heard, Saint Anthony has interceded, and your breakthrough is sealed. What if this prayer wasn't just another video, but a turning point written by heaven for you? What if the very thing you've been waiting for has already begun? Can you feel that stillness, that quiet assurance that something has shifted. That's not coincidence. That's the presence of God moving through St. Anthony's intercession. Are you ready to walk differently now? To speak like someone whose miracle is already real? What area of your life are you declaring restored today? Your health, your family, your finances, your peace? Write it below. Speak it aloud. Because when you declare your blessing, you accelerate it. If this prayer touched your heart, don't keep it to yourself. Someone you love is waiting for hope, for healing, for a sign. Share this video with them now. Like it, comment Amen, and subscribe to join this growing family of faith. Together we are not just viewers, we are vessels of miracles. Let's spread light, hope, and healing through every soul who listens.